Because of tax law changes that Congress made on January 1st of 2020, IRA beneficiaries will now inherit much less money and potentially pay much more in taxes on your retirement account. If you own an IRA or 401k, you need to know about these changes.
Okay, so we told you in our last video that we were going to talk about this stretch IRA and the changes that were made by Congress. So under the old rules, a stretch IRA allowed beneficiaries of retirement accounts to stretch out distributions over their own lifetimes. What is the new rule concerning stretch IRAs?
So the new rule for IRA owners who pass away after January 1st of 2020, there's a new 10-year rule. So let's explain that real quickly. Under the old rules, for example, if you had an individual who passed away and left their IRA or 401k to a 54-year-old beneficiary, if that was $250,000, that beneficiary would actually be able to take distributions from that account for 30 and a half years, or her lifetime. If she got 6% growth on that IRA in that time, she would actually have taken out $732,000 over those 30 years, or about an average of $24,000 a year for 30 years. Now that all goes away. Under the new rule, every penny must be distributed within 10 years. So let's use the same example. That 54-year-old with the 6% growth who inherited a $250,000 IRA will now only get to take out $454,000. Now, Amber, the rule does state that the beneficiary has a full 10 years to take it out if she wants to. But if she waited till the very end, when it was $454,000, that'll be on top of all of her other income, and she'll probably lose more than 50% to income taxes. So really, the smarter strategy would be to take some out every single year over 10 years, averaging about $45,000 per year.
Okay, so there must be some exceptions to this change. Can you kind of go into some detail about what those are and what those mean for the average retiree?
Absolutely. So first, the thing that hasn't changed is a surviving spouse. A surviving spouse has always been able to inherit his or her spouse's IRA, make it their own. That doesn't change. So if your spouse inherits it at 70 years old, she will still take it out over her lifetime.
So what about minor children? Are they exempt from this new rule?
Good question, Amber. So if an IRA owner has a minor child, but not grandchildren, keep that in mind. This does not apply to grandchildren, only children. The child of the IRA owner may delay distributions until he or she reaches age 18. Then the 10-year rule starts. So best case scenario is they can defer it until about age 28.
Okay. Okay, what about a non-spouse beneficiary?
Good question. Now, this is not very common, Amber, right? Usually, the non-spouse beneficiary would be if someone is single and has no children. So maybe they're going to leave it to a sibling, right? Or a niece or nephew. If that non-spouse beneficiary is not more than 10 years younger than the owner, then there's an exception to that rule. So then they can take it out over their lifetime.
Okay, so there are two other categories of beneficiaries that are an exception to this rule. Do you want to talk about those?
Yep, very simply, disabled or chronically ill beneficiaries regardless of age. So if an IRA owner leaves his IRA to a disabled or chronically ill beneficiary regardless of age, they can take it out over their lifetime.
So how do you know if this applies to you? Do you anticipate passing on your retirement accounts? That's the first thing.
And Amber, if someone has a retirement income plan, they should know that. They should see what portion of their retirement account they plan on spending in retirement and what portion they plan on leaving to any beneficiaries.
Do you have high income earning beneficiaries?
That's a good one, right? A lot of people have successful children on their own right that are doing very well working in their own careers. If we now take this amount of money and dump twice as much money in their income each year for 10 years, they'll pay a much higher rate of tax on that because they're already doing well.
Have you named a trust as your IRA beneficiary?
That's a big one. A lot of people used to name trusts as their beneficiary. For 99% of people now, that will not be the way to go. Again, the new rules allow disabled and chronically ill people to stretch these out. We don't need a trust to do that. In fact, a trust named as an IRA beneficiary now might cause a lot of headaches.
So if you answered yes to any of these questions, you might need to explore a change to your tax or retirement plan.
That's right. Now, if you'd like us to help you try to figure this out, go ahead and click on the link below this video and you'll learn how you can become a client of ours.
Remember, you can make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Plan now to retire happy.